Hey there, thanks so much for joining me today. This is Laura Lynn with KeepInkingUp.com. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up in San Antonio, Texas. And today I thought I would like to try to share a project with you. And this is a 2-inch cube box. And what I really like about this box is that there is no adhesive. So when you open this up, there is absolutely no adhesive to this box, which is great if you need to make a bunch of these in advance and then just assemble them before an event. I will be modifying the dimensions to this a little bit when I make some party favors for a wedding later on this spring. And then I can just assemble them. I can need to make 80 of them. I can leave them stored flat like this and then just assemble them a day or two before the wedding. So that is a great little box design. Now I have to admit, I did not design this box. This box was actually designed by a fellow demonstrator in the UK, Sam Donald. She's known as Poodles on her YouTube channel. She is a real whiz at boxes, and I love watching how she creates boxes. So we're going to make something similar to this today. So what you will need to make this box is a sheet of paper, cardstock that is 10 inches by 7 inches. I'm using our Myths and Magic Specialty Designer Series paper because it's nice, thick, and sturdy. I do recommend that you use either cardstock or a sturdy Specialty Designer Series paper to make this. I'm going to pull in my Simply Scored scoring tool to score my paper. On the 10-inch side, I'm going to score it at 2, 4, 6, and 8 inches. Then on the 7-inch side, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, 2.5 inch, 4.5 inches, and 6.5 inches. Okay, then put my scoreboard out of the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish on all of my score lines. I just tend to do that. I find it makes it easier for me to see my score lines when I'm doing my cutting. Some people prefer to cut first and then score. It's up to you, whatever process you find works best for you. So I'm going to enforce all of my score lines. Last one. There we go. Now I'm going to do some cutting, and I think that I can see better on this side. So on one, you can just choose either end. One end you're going to keep the whole thing, and the other end you're going to just keep the middle square of the spine of the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut up on either side of the score line on each one of these, on this side and the top side. So I'm going to score, I don't know if you can see, I'm cutting just on either side of the score bump. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to get rid of that piece. Can you see that right there? I'm going to cut that. I'm going to do that on all of these sections. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side as well. I apologize if this is taking a long time. If I can figure out how to edit a video, I'll try to edit this out, but at the moment I don't know how to do that. So if you'll just bear with me while I cut all these pieces up. Okay, now you're going to keep one end and then cut on the other end. It doesn't matter which end, so I'm just going to choose this one as my one I'm going to keep. So I'm going to fold that down, and I'm going to go ahead and snip this piece off. And I'm going to cut this second part just in half. There's no magic number. I'm just cutting it approximately in half. It doesn't matter exactly. And then this next square we're going to cut completely off. I'm going to go ahead and cut that one completely off. Oops. And then this one I'm going to cut again in half, approximately. And then this last one, since I'm keeping this end, I'm going to cut this last piece completely off. And I'm going to repeat on the other side. So I'm going to cut this one completely off, this one in half, this one completely off, and this one in half, and I'm just going to get rid of this little teeny score line piece. Get those out of the way so we can see. So this is what you have. This is what you should have. The full side, little half pieces completely gone and completely gone. Okay? And what's going to happen is this is just going to roll on up to form your box. It'll be like that. Now these pieces are a little bit of a challenge to get in, so what I like to do is use the reverse punch from our envelope punch board to round those corners. So I'm going to put those ends in the reverse punch and punch both sides. And what that does is it rounds the corners so it'll go in easier. So now when I close it up, it'll fold right in, like that. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Punch and punch. Okay, so I'm done with the envelope punch board, and that goes all the way around like that. And I fold in like that, and there's your little cube. Now, another thing that I also like to do is where these come in, I like to add little thumb pulls, I guess. So I'm going to use the 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to come down and punch, center it as best as I can, and just punch a little bit out, and on the other side as well. And that just gives a little bit of a thumb notch to help you pull in and out your lid or bottom. So now we have those little thumb things there to be able to open your box up. And there's your cute little box. Okay, so now let's add a little bit of decoration to it. I'm going to pull in a scratch piece of paper, and I am going to use a stamp from the Perennial Birthday set. I'm going to use this Here's to Celebrating You. I have that mounted on a block already, and I'm going to use Tranquil Tide because that's one of the colors in the Designer Series paper. I'm going to lightly tap, tap, tap. I'm going to stamp it on my scratch paper. And then I'm going to use the 1 3/4 inch circle punch to punch that out. And then I want to add that onto my box. But that looks a little bit plain to me. So I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to use the glimmer paper from the Myths and Magic suite. It is called Myths and Magic 6x6 glimmer paper. I really like this green paper, and I'm going to use the Starburst punch, punch that out, and put that on there. And I'm going to add that on there with a dimensional, Stampin' Dimensional. So I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to put a dimensional on there, stick that on my Starburst, then I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of that. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to stick that onto the top of my little box. And there's a cute little party favor box. And it's 2 inches, so it's a good size for a party favor. You can put quite a bit of candy in there. Wouldn't that be cute for a kid's birthday party with that fun Myths and Magic Designer Series paper? So there you go. There's a cute little box to make. Thanks again so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And that didn't go too badly. Hopefully I can figure out how to edit some of that out. If not, I'm sorry, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.